In a world that is divided by wealth, race, and religion, we at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem aspire to shape a better world. A world where what we share in common matters more than our differences. A world where everyone is free from hunger, violence, and disease. A world where every qualified student can pursue their dreams. Every day, this is happening on our campuses. 23,000 students from different backgrounds working towards a better world. Our students are learning to advocate for the underrepresented, to solve problems in healthcare, to grow crops in challenging climates, to help communities develop and to build better cities. Our researchers are working to conserve our natural resources, increase food availability in the poorest countries, treat and cure diseases, advance arts and cultures, and create knowledge that will enhance lives everywhere. This is not an act of charity. This is our philosophy. Because healing the world is our tradition. The Hebrew University of Jerusalem, a tradition of innovation.
Hello, Shalom from Jerusalem, everybody. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to see so many people from so many different parts of the world. So good morning and good afternoon and good evening and welcome to Jerusalem, everybody. My name is Nama Orian Kaplan. I'm the head of the International Marketing Division, and I'm very proud and excited to be hosting you here in this session for the info session for Biomedical Sciences program, master's level and PhD level. With us here today, we have Professor Doron Steinberg, who is the head of the International Biomedicine graduate program, and also Professor Mona Dvir. They both will share with us later in this session information about the programs, about the different laboratories we are hosting students in, and much more information. Besides Professor Steinberg and Professor Dvir, we also have representatives of our information center. So please feel free to ask questions in the chat or privately in the chat to Hudi, Merav, and to myself and to Adi as well. We'll be happy to try and assist you with your inquiries throughout the sessions and mostly towards the end of it where we have an open Q&A together with Doron and Merav. We also have here today Roberta and Jamie, a PhD student and a master level student in the program. They will share with all of you their experience in the different fields, just researching about the teaching, about the research, and obviously about life in Jerusalem and being a student at the Hebrew University. I have a couple of questions, if possible, please. If you can all mute your speakers, so it would be easier for us to listen to everything we have to tell you. And also, if possible, for you to turn on your cameras, so we'll be able to interact better with you throughout the session. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Professor Doron Steinberg. Hi, Doron, from the other side of Jerusalem. Pleasure to see you. Great. So we have quite a large crowd here, over 100 people from really all over. To your trusted hands, Professor.
Thank you, Nama, and thank you also, Adi, for organizing this event. Welcome to you all to the open day. So, what is the buzz about our international biomedical program? That's me in my lab, and my address. You're most welcome to call me, email me, if you need any assistance or any help. So let's talk a little bit about the Hebrew University in numbers. We were founded about over 100 years ago. First university in Israel. About 25,000 students. Out of them, about 10% are international from about 90 different countries. So if you come to us, you're not going to be alone. You're going to be with other international students. Our founders, Some of them you might know: Sigmund Freud, Albert Einstein. Awards in the university: 8 Nobel Prizes, as we heard in the clip at the beginning, 1 field medal in math, 14 Wolf Prizes, which are kind of equivalent to Nobel Prizes, 100 Rothschild Prizes, and we are there, top 100 university in the world for a lot of years, not only 1 year, for many years. Research: over 10,000 patents registered under the name of the Hebrew University, 180 startup companies, largest pool of PhD students in Israel, and we are the most funded university in Israel. We in the biomedical program contribute a lot to the patents and also to startup companies, as we will see later on in the presentation. Okay, the biomedical graduate programs. We have several programs that you can choose. Master, which is 2 years, PhD between 4 to 5 years, postdoc, and also short-term programs that you can choose from the biomedical sciences at the Hebrew University. What do you do when you enter our program? You conduct an independent research project under the supervision of a mentor. We're going to get back to that crucial point later on. You take courses. The courses are not in Hebrew. You don't need to know Hebrew. All the courses are in English: seminar, communication, documentation, essays, tests, everything is in English. No need to know Hebrew. So why study biomedical sciences at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem? Remember when we used to fly a long time ago? Remember what the captain used to say just before landing? He would announce on the loudspeaker, something like that. I'm not a captain, okay? I'm not a pilot. Something like, we thank you for choosing flying United, okay? United. We know you had other options of airlines, and we are glad that you chose our carriers. So what I want to show you here, and now I know that you have other options in your home country, around the world also. But I want to convince you to fly my carrier. Why? Intimate atmosphere in our program, very international. We have students from 17 different countries. World-renowned biomedical laboratories headed by top scientists, and we're going to hear from one of those top scientists in a few moments, Professor Mona. Publishing in top scientific journals in the field. Let me talk about this for a moment. At the bottom corner, right corner, you see Irena. Actually, Irena was on the poster and on the invitation. And I got a WhatsApp, I think 2 days ago, from Irena's mentor. Irena is a master student in our program, and Irena is from Eastern Europe. An article based on her master thesis was published in one of the best cancer journals. But more so, this manuscript, this article, was just recently chosen as the most popular article in 2020. And this is coming from Irena's master project. It can come from Irena. It can come for either one of you if you come and join us here in Israel. What else? State-of-the-art science and research technology also applied science. We do a lot of international collaborations, and we also collaborate with medical centers that I'll be talking about in few more slides. So what are the highlights coming out of our laboratories? Commercial products, like the period chip, which is sold worldwide, has an FDA approval in Europe as well. Startup companies as personalized cancer medicine and other. First clinical trial on phage therapy came from our laboratories. Antibacterial therapy from cancer. Where did that come from? So our laboratories are leading a new therapy for cancer, which is antibiotics, not anti-cancer, and totally new revolution. Biomarkers for all kinds of diseases, and we do a lot of cannabis research, like you saw in the clip before everybody logged in. I'm not going to go through all the areas of research. You can see each box for yourself and see which one is suitable for you personally, because what's good for you is not good for your neighbor. So you need to go back to the presentation or log into our internet site and see which kind of topic is good for good for you. And those are just representative. We have more and more topics of research. You see the students right here at the right corner. They're happy. They're happy. We want happy students. One of the ways to have happy students is also to supply them with enough means to live in Israel. Being a student in Israel and also around the world is very, very expensive. It is not cheap. You definitely don't make money. So we in our program, and this is specifically to our program, to the biomedical program, we give living scholarship, monthly living scholarships. We even give scholarship up to 100% of the tuition. Under the radar, let me say something else that I didn't write here. We even give scholarships for accommodation for the dormitories that we're going to talk later on in the presentation. So where are we located? This is the Hebrew University Hadassah Medical Center. We're located at the far west side of Jerusalem, in between the hills of Jerusalem, in between a huge forest. Where's our building? Our building is right here. Okay, our labs are right here. Now, if we're talking about translation science, or in other words, if we're talking from bench to bed, so we are located right here. We have any ideas? Like Professor Mona is going to show us in a minute. You have any idea? We just walk few meters to the hospital. All those buildings are different wings of the hospital. So we just walk. We just walk, and then we can collaborate with clinicians. So the geography does make a difference. And I'm not talking politics here. I'm talking really, really just science. You can see one thing that I don't recommend: don't buy a car. Look at the parking lots. They are full. If Professor Mona and myself come a little bit late, we don't have a parking place. So don't buy a car. Come with public transportation. I'm gonna stop talking for a while, and it's my pleasure to call to the screen Professor Mona, who is is the head of the lab, leading a very vivid lab in our program with a very exciting research topics. So Mona, please, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Doron, and thanks everyone for hosting me. I'm really pleased to be a part of this open day and share with you a little bit about what happens on our exciting program. And I'm glad to represent only one of the labs within this amazing biomedical research program headed by Professor Steinberg. So my lab, I wanted to start off with this slide actually because it really shows the diversity. These are actually extracurricular activities that we've had during the years in my lab. And we've went out to the shuk or to chocolate making factories. And this is just, you know, once in a while for a treat, we go out. And I really like to take pictures of my lab members. And I'm glad to show you how diverse my lab has been throughout the years, and I'm very fortunate to have a very wide gamut of individuals that have taken part in the research and contributed in the research and created a very nice, friendly, accepting atmosphere. We've had secular Jews, we've had Muslims, we've had Christians, individuals doing postdocs from various regions in the UK or outside. Outside Europe, in Europe. Um, and we're very happy to have had such a diverse group, all working, you know, on the bench together and making a wonderful group of colleagues that make immaculate research that I'm very proud to be a part of. So a little bit about, can you please go to the next slide, Adi or Daron? So the next slide really gives you a little bit of a taste about the research that my lab is focused on, and we work on a very thin layer of cartilage tissue. This is a tissue that wraps the ends of our bones and really prevents our skeleton from being eroded or broken down. We have this tissue, it's a very thin tissue, but it's very important because it's a shock absorbing tissue, and we need to preserve it throughout our lives. And what happens is that as we age, this tissue gradually degrades and becomes destroyed, and we see higher and higher evidence of a disease called osteoarthritis that is a degenerative disease of the joint, and it's very prevalent in aging populations. The only issue is that this particular disease comes about in very old populations that are symptomatic. So we don't have a treatment for the disease because people that come to the clinic with the disease are actually already late stage in the disease. And what we were able to do, please, can you click to the next animation? We were able to form a unique collaboration with Professor May Liebergal, who heads the orthopedic unit, to generate means for detecting early stages of osteoarthritis so that these people can get personalized medication, in that they would have medication that would be beneficial to them at this early stage of the disease rather than coming at a late stage of the disease and getting medication that would not be beneficial for them. So this is something that we can do in our very unique campus that Doron indicated before, that's situated inside NCARM, very close by, and in close collaborations with clinicians and laboratories, preclinical laboratories, that this collaboration, along with the diversity and promotion of personalized medication, is capable of being supported under this very unique under these very unique conditions. So together we're able to make great science and have it in a nurturing environment as we provide in the biomedical program. Thank you very much, Doron. Go. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mona, for sharing with us your exciting, very exciting lab. So let's continue. Why study biomedical sciences at the Hebrew University in our program? We recruit excellent students. And here's the proof that we have excellent students. And this is a really, really partial list of prizes and awards that our students are gaining national in Israel and also international. Carolina from Poland, 1, 2, 3, 4 awards international on her research. Some of those awards, I might just say out loud, for some of those awards, she got money, even prizes. The prizes were not only one line in her CV, was also dollars or whatever currency she applied to. And Atapung got a research prize in a meeting not long ago in Europe. Georgia, here's Georgia from Greece. She got many, many awards. Somehow it got into the Jerusalem Post. What is the Jerusalem Post? I'm going to get close to the screen and read it to you. The Jerusalem Post is the Israeli best-selling English daily and most read English website. So somehow her research got into the Jerusalem Post. Somehow somebody at the embassy, the Greek embassy in Tel Aviv, picked it up. So the education minister of Greece came to visit the prime minister and the president of Israel. And now I'm not joking. In between his meeting with the prime minister to dinner with the president of Israel, he met Georgia. And he talked with her for about half an hour about her research. She wants to stay in Israel. She wants to go back to Greece. And believe it or no, the last sentence of the meeting was, he was looking at his watch and he said, "Oh my goodness, I'm late for a dinner with your president." And he took off. And he took off to the president's mansion in Jerusalem. And all of us went downtown to eat hummus and falafel. Who enjoyed more? I leave it up to you. We're going to have another poll later on. Who enjoyed more dinner? Next, Bernard Frank from Paraguay. Bernard came with his wife, Marcela. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. It's very, very important. And again, Bernard, excellent student, a lot of national and international awards. When the Paraguayan government opened the embassy in Jerusalem, they invited Bernard to the reception and the official opening in Jerusalem as a key scientist leader from Paraguay that's here in Israel. Bernard is a master student, okay? And I was born here. I'm very old. I never in my life saw in person any of our prime ministers. And here Bernard takes me to the Paraguayan embassy, and I shake the hand of the prime minister and his wife and his staff. So exciting for me, you know, but I need Bernard to come all over from South America to take me and see my prime minister and to shake his hand. Thank you very much, Bernard. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, Marcela, his wife came with him. I just want to stop you for one moment and say, family is not an obstacle for an academic career. Either if you're a man or a woman, it really doesn't matter. We welcome families in our program. Bring your spouse, come as a family, come with your children. I'm definitely easier to come by as a student, as a bachelor, but we can manage. I mean, look at Bernard. And we have other students that came with families, even with children, and we help them. Contact us, we'll try to help you. We have accommodation, student accommodation for couples and also for families. So please, a family can help you. It's not an obstacle in your academic career. We welcome families, Bernard, and we have other examples. I'm just going to cut it short. 2020 awards, students from Australia, Nigeria, India, Canada, and other places. So our students are doing very, very well. When you graduate, what do you do? So I'll tell you what our graduates are doing. Some continue to PhD either in Israel or other places in the world. Naama asked me at the beginning to talk about the direct track. Yes, we do have a direct track for PhD. So either you can come as a PhD or you can come as a master student and then switch to a direct track to PhD in our program. We've done so. We have several international students that some of them wanted to finish the master degree and then move to PhD, and some went direct from master to PhD, meaning like a one track without submitting a thesis in the as a master. Each to their own, really, each to their own, but definitely you can do a direct PhD track in our program, and several students have done that. Some continue to postdoc all over the world, some stay in the academia, some go to industry, teaching, and private business. Now I'm going to take a drink of my coffee, and I'm going to let Jamie, a master student from Canada, talk a little bit about his experience here in Israel, in Jerusalem, at the Hebrew University. Jamie, please, the screen is yours.
Hi, good morning, everybody, or evening, wherever you guys are. I'm in Jerusalem right now, so it's the evening time. So I'm Jamie, I'm from Canada. I'm currently finishing my master's degree in the Faculty of Medicine in a lab called Yuval Dor's lab. And he is a very highly regarded diabetes and cancer researcher. And so my project is looking at heritability of metabolic function, changing diets and altering the composition of fathers' epigenomes, and then seeing how that's passed on to offspring. And so it's a very interesting and cutting edge project. So I want to tell you about my time in the program. So I've been here for almost 3 years now. Some of the time as a visiting researcher, and then I transferred into the master's program. They're a very flexible program here. Obviously, I came not even as a master's student, but they were happy to take me into the master's program. Not even in a normal intake cycle. They just kind of signed all the forms and made sure that it would happen for me. They set me up with a number of very nice scholarships, and so I was able to support myself. And this was a really enjoyable experience while I was here. So I did a lot of cutting edge research. I got to do a visiting internship at Weizmann Institute of Science, which is another very highly regarded institute in Israel, in Rehovot. So I get to travel to Rehovot every once in a while to do research there also, which I will tell you under the table, they pay me for there as well. So sometimes I get paid twice, and that doesn't happen very often. Doron is shocked now. But they're very, very flexible about stuff like that. And that's been a very valuable experience too. I got to start one of my startups here, a biotechnology startup, and I got some financial support from Huji Innovate, which is the Hebrew University Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. And being in the startup nation has certainly helped a lot. And also it opened a lot of doors for me now that I'm finishing my master's and applying for MD and MD PhD programs. I got a lot of interviews at universities in Canada, the University of Toronto, the University of British Columbia, McGill, and others. And so overall, it was a really enjoyable experience. I would recommend it for anybody who wants to come here. They have a very strong program and very strong research. And if you have any questions after, I hear that they will do a question and answer session. You can put questions in the chat, we'll respond. You can tag us and we will respond.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Thank you for being honest. Now I know how much to cut from your scholarship next month. Just joking, of course. Jerusalem. The Hebrew University is located in Jerusalem. Fascinating city. multicultural, international. By all means, you'll have a lot of things to do in Jerusalem. Museums, religious places, culture activities, student activities, great restaurants, places to go, like Professor Mona has mentioned in the market. You'll have a lot of things to do out of the university. We organize social events and cultural events. Again, we want you to be happy, and we strongly believe that the social activity around science contributes to you doing well in the labs and for you being happy. So we have the university is organizing social activities for you. Those of you who like sports activity, we have 3 or 4, Mona, I forgot, 3 or 4 really up-to-date sports centers in the university. And I'm going to see who's calling me on the cell phone. In the meantime, I will let Roberta share her experience with you. Roberta is a PhD student coming from Italy. So Roberta, please tell us how much money you're getting on the side.
How much money I'm getting on the, no, this is personal information.
Okay.
Going to, okay, thank you, Daron. Hi, everyone. I'm Roberta. I'm from Italy. I am a PhD student. My current research focuses on the role of protein S, a protein expressed in several systems, but since I graduated from neuroscience, I'm focusing on the role of protein S in microglia, and therefore all the role of protein S in all the functions that microglia is supposed to perform in the brain. I arrived in Israel in a very complicated manner and in a very complicated period of time. And I want to stress the fact that, yes, it's hard to travel now, it's hard to organize anything related to travel, but I'm really sure, because by experience, I can say that the Hebrew University will help you a lot. I was one of the first students coming after the lockdowns. And as you may know, in Italy, COVID was a very strong feeling. And I was one of the first students coming. So it was a bit of an experiment, and I had a great support and a great time, even in quarantine. So this is a very important information that I want to stress, especially in this time. So I want to talk, since Jamie focused a lot on his research and on the school part. I would like to talk more about what Israel has to offer. So I think you guys also already kind of understood this from the speakers that we have been having so far. Israel is a very open and sunny country. Like, it's a good weather, good people, smiley people, open people, open minds. Come however you are. People ready to listen to you. Focused also not only on the on work, but also on the enjoyment that is at work and out of work. This is a really important aspect, both for master students and for PhD students. As Doron said, unfortunately now there have been some problems, but soon with gradual return to normality, a lot of activities will be organized. And I think that it's also like this way of people to be open. It's also very important in science, because what I like to say is that with Israelis and with Israeli teachers, Israeli professors, you don't have to put words on the scale, meaning that you can be straightforward, you can say what you think, they will in turn say what they think. And I think this is very important for being straightforward and for having all the cards on the table, especially during like tough years, because like, no joke, like it's like master and PhD are tough years. So I think this is really important. And yeah, I would like to say that Israel is also a very, very international country. Like, people coming from so many different backgrounds. So if you're interested in this program, if you've been also participating in exchange programs in the past, I think this is a great opportunity to be in this country in an international program, meeting a lot of different backgrounds and a lot of different people and cultures. This is what Israel is about. So yes, for any other questions, also more personal and also like related to science, I think we will have a session at the end of the virtual fair, and I'm happy to answer whatever question you have.
Thank you, Roberta, for sharing with us your experience here in Israel. And let's continue. Okay, let's assume that I convinced at least one of you to come to our program. What does he or she does in order to get accepted into the program? And this is a very important slide that if you want, we can elaborate in the Q&A later on. So first of all, contact us. You have my email, you have Judith's email. First of all, contact us. We want to see your background, your academic background. If you fit into our program, you want to see the average grade of your bachelor or your master degree. We want to see some kind of English comprehensive test like the TOEFL, if you know the TOEFL from America. Then we do evaluation. Hebrew University and also in the program. And here comes the bottleneck. And this is a really crucial topic. You need to find a lab, a mentor, a scientific field that you feel comfortable with to spare 2 years or 4 or 5 years of your life with. And this is the bottleneck because we're getting a lot of applications and the competition is out there. So when you choose a mentor and you are reviewed by me, by the program or by the mentor, make sure that we know that you are excited to come. You know where you're coming to. You like the field. You've dug some kind of an info about the lab, about the mentor, about the topic, and that you geared into this topic. This is very crucial. This is the bottleneck because we cannot accept all the applicants that we're getting during the year. So choose a topic of research that you like, that you want to pursue later on in your academic life or whatever. Find a mentor and contact him. Judith and myself will be happy to make the contact between you and the mentor if you wish. If not, you can approach a mentor directly through our website. In our website, you're going to see all the info about all our labs and the mentors. Then you're accepted. Hopefully, you're accepted by the program. And then you have to pay a registration fee, which is about $100. And then we start communicating how to get you here to Israel. You're in a shock. I remember when I went to postdoc in America, I was in a shock. For 3 years, I was in a shock. I didn't know who is who. We give you a personal assistant before you come to Israel, during your stay to Israel, even if you have personal issues that you need to go back or whatever, graduation and even post-graduation. I get letter from our graduate, please write me a reference letter. I want to get accepted to PhD here, company here and there. We're with you from A to Z. Personal assistant, we know each one of you. You're not a number. You're a student with a face. We contact you all the time. We see you all the time. Personal assistant. And if you want, I can elaborate later on in the question and answer. What does it mean? we get up to the resolution that we bring you with a taxi from the airport to the dormitories. And if you want, I'll elaborate later on. Here's an example of our dormitories. This is the picture taken from one of the dormitories in the Hadassah medical campus. Some of the labs see a similar kind of view. I think from Professor Mona's lab, from her window, you can see something like this. Great view, great sunset from her window. We combine science and pleasure, definitely. We, as a program, conduct tours around Jerusalem, inside the old city. Tel Aviv, graffiti, biggest aquarium in the Middle East. A lot of archaeological digging we do. And here's Jimmy. Jimmy's from Virginia. Look what he found. An artifact, a real artifact from, I don't know, 2,000 years ago. The archaeologist that did the digging with us was just, he flipped. He really, really flipped. We also do parties in my house and elsewhere. This is kind of a Halloween party that we did about a year ago, actually exactly a year ago, just before the corona. Yes, those are rocky times now. Like Roberta kind of mentioned, it's not easy. Not easy, it's different. Different than what we used to have, but all our laboratories continue to work in 2020, are continuing to work in 2021. Students are coming to work, conducting research. I'll give you an example from my lab. We published 10 articles last year, 2 already in 2021, and we've got like about 5, 6 in the pipeline. So the students are working in the lab as usual. Well, maybe not as usual because we're working under the COVID-19 safety regulation of the Israeli health ministry. So we keep 2 meters apart, we wear masks, we do keep all safety regulations, but work is conducted. Research work is conducted at the labs. I think we just saw Jamie in the lab now. It's almost 7 o'clock in the nighttime in Israel, and Jamie is in the lab working. We also help you, but that's what Roberta was saying, coming to Israel. Nowadays, it's a little bit more complicated. You don't just buy a ticket and fly over. It's a little bit more complicated. We try to accommodate you, to help you coming to Israel under the COVID-19 regulations. So we hope to see you here in Jerusalem, most of you, all of you, and I welcome questions and answers from everybody. Naama is going to control the Q&A, so just feel free to raise your hand virtually or not, and to ask a question.
Yaron, thank you very much for a very enlightening presentation, and thank you, Roberta, and thank you, Jamie, and of course, thank you, Professor Mona. It was very inspiring. I even spotted Professor Lieberger, whom I know personally, which is very interesting to see how you cooperate. Actually, Dawn, you'll be very interested to know that the chat was very well accommodated by our team, and I think most of the questions were answered. However, I did want to ask you about the vaccination situation here in Israel. Some people asked personally about the opportunity to get vaccinated as an international student. If you can elaborate about this, please.
Yeah, really important. Thank you, Naama, for reminding me. All our international students are vaccinated twice. We have the Pfizer vaccine, and all our students were vaccinated twice through the university, and we work under the safety regulations. with masks, 2 meters apart in the lab. Right now, the courses are on Zoom, but according to the president's letter that he sent to us about a couple of days ago, we're going to go into back into normal, regular classes. Of course, apart from one another, you're not going to sit one next to the other one, apart from one another. But that's the plan in 2 to 3 weeks, or maybe 4 weeks, to go back to the classes. Some courses might be hybrid, meaning a little bit in the class, a little bit by Zoom, but classes are as regular. You get credit, you study, you take exams, you get grades. Did I answer the question, Nama?
I think you have. Another question is, you spoke a lot about the opportunity to continue in the academia with the academic career, but can you elaborate a little bit about the connections you have with the industry, about the opportunity to continue to work with different biomedicine companies, etc., globally?
So some of our graduates want to go into industry, either private or government, connected to biotechnology, biomedicine. We help them. If they need a reference letter, we help them. If they need some kind of a direction, like where to go, we try and help them. Some of them are doing very, very well. They are working in labs, heading labs of startup companies. Some people don't want to continue the academia. They want to go into the industry and make money. If you can take the tools from the Hebrew University and start your own startup company, you're most welcome.
This is what Jamie described he's doing, that he continues on a startup. I think it's a very interesting option. We have another question here about immigration rules in regards with spouses being allowed to work here in Israel. So at the moment, according to the immigration rules, spouses or students are not allowed to be working. They're under a student visa or student spouse visa. So this is the current situation. It might be changed in the future, but at the moment, this is not an option, unfortunately. I think the most interesting question is, where do you go next? So from this presentation, from this info session, Dawn, if you can please kindly move to the last slide, where we have all the information, the contact details of our info center, your personal email address as well.
I just want to make a few more points, if I can, Naama.
Of course.
One is health insurance. It's connected to the COVID-19. All students are required to have Israeli health insurance through the university. So once you come here, you register, you're getting a health insurance through the university, through a private insurance company. All of you are covered through the university. Of course, you've got to pay money, like in any other country. You've got to pay for your health insurance, but you must have health insurance. I would like to go back to the point that the bottleneck about a mentor. You need to work hard on finding the right mentor for yourself. I gladly will help you try to find a mentor, connect you with a mentor. Without a mentor, you cannot be accepted to the program. This is you need to come to the program already with a hosting lab, with a mentor. So please, this is something that you need to do parallel to everything else. find yourself a lab, find yourself a mentor.
Dawn, a question that has been asked a few times was, what should people send to their supervisor when they are looking for an advisor? What should they send in their email to the advisor?
Okay. I can tell you what not to do, okay? And then what to do. Don't send a general
Most
email
important part.
that you're sending to another 100 mentors all over the world. Be specific. And that's what not to do, now what to do. Be specific. I read about your research on this and disease. I looked it up in the PubMed, in the Google and Google Scholar, and I'm really interested in cancer, in personal medicine, in clinical research. Be very specific to what you like. That makes a good impression on the mentor and also on myself when I get the initial contact. Where do you want to go to? Because if not, it's very general and we get a lot of them. So dig up the information in the internet sites about the topic that you want, and then continue from there. So when you are interviewing on the Zoom with me and with the mentor, you know where you want to head, and it's not just an interview, a general interview. Should be very, very directed to what you guys want. Okay, what you guys want. Merav, did I answer the question?
Very good. Dawn, do you have a list on your website of some sort of opening at labs, opening positions with the different PIs and researchers that people can browse through?
Yeah, if you log into our internet site, the Biomedical, you can see a list of the labs. Within the lab, they might have different topics. Like, for example, Professor Mona, I know she has different topics. She just presented 1 or 2 topics in her lab. She's got different kind of topics in the lab, so it's listed there. All the different topics within the lab. Of course, everything is connected to bone and cartilage, but there's different aspects of it. So you can log into the internet site and you can see exactly the labs and the subtopics that they are offering. I suggest go also into the internet site of the mentor, of the head of the lab. See about the articles they published in the last couple of years, who they're collaborating with. Get information about where you want to go. And if you have any questions, you have my email right up there. You can call me. You can call our info center on a WhatsApp or in the email, and get more information that you could not extract from the internet sites of the lab or from our internet site.
Dawn, I think one last question would be just to make things a bit clearer in terms of the differences between the Faculty of Medicine and the Faculty of Dental Medicine, and the fact that the different laboratories you have in the Faculty of Dental Medicine are actually not just dental related, but a lot more wide. So I'm thinking of a person who would log onto your website and might be surprised by the title of it. So if you can just explain, and if you can also tell about the opportunities you, Dawn, and Judith can present in terms of guiding students towards the right direction in terms of finding the fields and PIs.
Yes, historically, we located in the dental faculty. Both Professor Mona and myself started this whole program, and we're located at the dental faculty. 75% of our students are not dental related at all. We do have research oriented only to dental for dental, whoever wants to go into dental research, whether it's a vet that wants to do dentistry, or it's a dentist that wants to pursue some kind of research. But as you could see from my slides, and as you can see from the internet site, we're a biomedical program. We have a variety of biomedical research areas, and with one track is towards dental. Surprisingly enough, some of the non-dental students really like the dental research. Like in other field, you like cancer, you like immunology, you like microbiology. Some come and they're not dentists, and they say, I want to do dental related dentistry for one reason of dental research, for one reason or another. But thank you, Naama. You don't have to be dentist. We are in the building of the dental faculty. We are biomedical, general biomedical a program. Neither Roberta nor Jamie. I think the only way they got into the dentistry is through the chair of a dentist in the home country, or maybe in Israel. They are not dentists. And like I said, most of our students are not dentists, so you don't have to be afraid of the word dental, which appears in our internet site. That's where we are located. And then you had another question, but I forgot. I talked too much and I forgot.
No, I think it was very comprehensive. I would like to thank you again, Professor Steinberg, for giving this presentation. Thank you, Merav, for being so quick on the chat. We welcome you to contact us either directly to Doron or Judith, or to the information center. Contact us, meirhuji.ac.il. Welcome to Jerusalem, and we hope you enjoyed the presentation. Goodbye. Good evening.
Bye-bye, and thank you for all of you participating, and thank you for all of you who organized and shared, Professor Mona, Merav, Jamie, and of course, Adi. If anybody still has a question, I'm still here on the screen.
Hi.
Sure, Aini, please, yes.
Right. So, as you know, I'm studying in the biomedical science bachelor program right now at Hebrew U, and you mentioned before that there's a possibility that I could combine my master degree with the bachelor degree in my third year, so that in the end it's going to be 4 years. So I was wondering if it's possible for me to because I'm studying Israeli program. So is it possible to combine the Israeli program with international programs altogether? How does that work?
Okay, Aini is a special student because he's here already in Israel studying a bachelor degree in biomedical. You can start taking courses on the third year.
Okay.
You can even start finding a lab, start working in a lab unofficially. towards your master degree. This will cut short your lag time in the master as far as getting acquainted in the lab with the techniques, technology, and all that. And then when you graduate, you can right away go into generating data, graphs for your master. So you can save a lot of time if you find a lab and you start joining as a student.
Okay.
Thank you again, everyone. Tomorrow, the day after, the recording of this session and the list of Q&As will be sent to all of you to the email you've provided. So this will give you more opportunity to go through the questions and to re-listen to everything that was described here today. So we wish you a very good evening, And thank you again. Goodbye.
Bye. See you in
Thank you very
Jerusalem.
much.